Hello, this is your toboggan wearing, aviator goggle using, trench coat badass, TiVo with 5.7s. And I'm going to show you the Aurelian Kingdom's recentest construction projects. So, down here, which is very expensive, mind you, is an incredibly expensive stone brick procedure with polished andesite on both sides, which are also very, very expensive. The polished andesite is incredibly, incredibly expensive. It continues, growing in price, and it leads into an entire floor made out of nothing but polished andesite. And then it leads to incredibly cheap, but incredibly fancy torches. They're very simple and very easily made, but are very, very pretty. That's the resources to build this. That's where the furnaces were to cook all the stuff up. You go inside the Great Hall, which doesn't have doors yet, and you see extremely expensive light blue wool. The wool is expensive, the blueness is expensive, the lightness is a little bit cheap. But what can I say? It's like $2,000 worth of carpet. It's like some crazy amount of money. The lime windows aren't too expensive, but they were a lot of work. The polished andesite is again expensive. The roof is entirely polished andesite. Very, very expensive, time consuming, please kill me now andesite. The books, imported. This took from a criminal who tried to stab me with a knife after I trusted him. The fire's not very expensive. The stuff that continuously stays lit, the netherrack isn't very expensive. The redstone's expensive. The elmers are expensive. The iron brick is expensive. The T stands for me. What can I say? I got a little selfish after I spent like 8 hours building this crap. Diamond, 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 gold, gold. That's a human head. I imported that. This is the table. This was a lot of work. This is a lot of work. That's expensive. You can say it's a T for my name, or TiVo, or you can say it's an X for extreme. I don't know. It can be either one. Now, you're wondering to yourself, you said 8 hours? Well, how is this 8 hours? Well, let me show you the roof. The roof is a lot of work. Very, very, very difficult, okay? First things first, this right here, and that's Acacia wood. That's not too expensive. Holy crap, you might be saying. Look at this. Look. See this? This is expense. This is very expensive, very complex roofing. I did most of it. I had some other people do a little bit of work here and there. Very expensive. The Polish andesite I actually didn't buy. Most of this I imported in at no cost. I just got it from some guy who had way too much of it. And that's the same thing for the stone brick. But it was very expensive for them, probably. Now, you may wonder to yourself, well, gee, Timothy, the whole walkway thing probably wasn't your first idea. And the Great Hall of Awesome probably wasn't your first idea either. What was your first idea of bringing your town to greatness and stop making it look like a Brazilian slum? Well, the answer is very simple. This tower. This is, I believe it's expensive wood of some sort. This is lime. It's very nice looking. It's very colorful. You can be saying to yourself, well, this is kind of nice. Kind of skyscrapery. How exactly was this expensive? Well, let me show you how this was kind of expensive in time. It has more rooms. More rooms. It just keeps having more rooms. Rooms. This was so time consuming to make that I had to constantly move the chest. Like there's one at the top, there's one here, and there's one at the bottom. Just like a continued construction. This took 4 hours. I listened to political podcasts that are 30 minutes each while building this. And I hired some people out, and I did some bribes. It was just a lot of work. As you can see, this is the part that I never really worked on and finished because nobody ever is supposed to look at this part. Yeah. Frankly, I don't want to work on this because after doing 8 hours of this, I want to literally cut my own eyes out and then shoot myself in the face. This has just been so nerve-wracking. It ends here. This is the basement. This is where I kind of slaved away to make everything work. So, oh, and that's not all. I have way more than that. I have more stuff that I constructed earlier. It's not as pretty, honestly, but it is about as expensive. It's kind of in that price range. Okay, so this is just raw glass. This isn't even paint. This is just raw glass. That's raw sandstone. I had that imported. I'm trying to build a very, very large building that you can fit God inside of. It's not exactly working out. A lot of these walls and stuff you see is just me hiding lots of resources. I'm going to get rid of them. Fire, zombie heads. I should probably move those if I want to make this into a Christian temple. As you can see, this construction is a lot less pretty. And it's a lot simpler. But, hey, what can I say? It was a lot easier. Probably hurt my soul less. This is just glass. That's another I can set on fire. This stuff was also very, very expensive to do. Most of it, at least. Some of it was just time-consuming. So let me show you the temple to Neff. That was very, very expensive, and that I probably need to redo. Or move or something. So, here's the temple to Neff. This is brick. I did not get this for free. I didn't get any favors. I had to make this myself. This is white clay. Very, very expensive white clay. The whiteness is cheap. The clay is expensive. Very expensive. This is brown clay, I think. Or red clay. I think it's brown. Or black clay. This is very expensive too. Now, the zombie heads were very cheap. The skeletons were a lot of work. The witch heads were pricey. The creeper heads. I killed all these monsters in the name of Neff, and I put them on the walls. I even killed 2 horses. Okay, what else? What else is expensive? That's quartz. That's iron. That's diamond? Huh. That's wrong. Well, there's 4 diamond blocks here, so that's like 200. That's like 1,800. It's like 5,000 right there. 5,000 in money, right there. There's a priest was supposed to live there, but she moved out. There's some chicken heads. So, yeah, it's about 7-8 grand into this temple. It's very simple. Neff is a man of the people, you could say. This also was incredibly cheap. I shouldn't have used the material, but it looks good. This is raw fire. I like having everything on fire. All the other buildings I have to show are pretty ugly, so I'm going to kind of end for now. Thanks for looking at all this. I'm going to go cry now because this was so frustrating.